Alright, let's see what we're talking about here today. Let's see here. The more you know. I remember that from when I was a little kid, man. Growing up, these had those commercials. It'd be like, the more you know. Dun, dun, dun. So, I tried to record this last night, and it got kind of messed up. It looked like it was in two different parts, and I don't know. Something happened with the restream. I don't know. Somehow it got like cut into two separate episodes. So I'm gonna redo this flight on this BAE-146. So hello everybody, welcome to the latest episode of the Airplane Show. My name is Greg. I am the host and pilot captain of the All About Aviation channel. Welcome. If this is your first time here, please subscribe, please click the like button. That way you can be a co-pilot or somebody who just joins along for the adventures we go on. So if this is not your first time here and you have yet to subscribe or click the like button, what are you waiting for? Just go ahead and do it. It doesn't cost you a damn thing other than a half a second of your time. So all right. So this flight we did before, this was, we took off from Austin. And let's see here. Now, we did take off from, I guess it doesn't really matter where we take off from with this particular flight. So let's go ahead. We'll just park like right in the middle here. No. 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 All right, let's go ahead and park right up, I guess, right in the middle. Gate 19 looks good. And we are going to we're not going to do real time yet. We're just going to set this up for like the end of December. Yeah, we can set it up for 12 o'clock now. We'll use live weather. And let's get a-going. Now I am going to have the ATC on for this flight since we are doing live weather. That way they can kind of shout out the METAR if they need to, or, if they need to get a hold of us, I guess they can. And I do need to turn off the assistive, what's it called? The assisted checklist. Whoa, Austin, Texas. Wow. What is going on here today? Is this the right time? Yeah, 12 o'clock. All right. I guess that's the weather we're dealing with today. Let's go to settings, and I do want to turn off the assistive checklist. Piloting. Yeah, assisted checklist. I turned it on last night for a minute because there was a button that they wanted me to push that I've never heard of on this plane, and I guess the checklist never heard of it either because they couldn't show me where it was at. And usually they're very good about showing us where the buttons are. So, all right, first things first. Let's come over here and get our. Actually, let's get rid of that. Let's get the aircraft. Let's get the ground power connected. And while that's doing, let's come over here to our flight plan and let's connect. This should still be my flight plan. Yep, there we go. All right. Airline is your mama. Let's see, Ilexi, Zenzi, Houston, Lake Charles to All Dad 1. All right, very good. All right, now we can come here to aircraft and import the flight plan payload, which will also change the center of gravity. It'll change the passengers. It'll change the weight. I'm not going to do anything with the stairs because these stairs are a pain in the ass. Like I have a hard time getting the stairs put back up once they're down. So we're just going to leave them the way they are. Now I do want to plug in one thing before we start going, because this getting to this screen is easy. However, interacting with it while you're flying can be very difficult even with a mouse. So I'm just going to put down 2000 for our target altitude, because that is going to be the capture point of our ILS today. And I need to click on sync and then unsync it so I can move off of the screen. Otherwise, I'm going to be like stuck on that screen forever. And let's log in here. Let's go to departure. And we are going to be doing the iLexi departure, so let's go ahead and star that. And our arrival, we have ALDAD, and our approach is going to be category 2 and 3 for runway 11. Very good. So now all I have to do is go to saved, and we're good there. I'm not going to do anything else chart-wise. I don't really see a point to it. All right. Now, there's a couple of checklists you can do. You can do this one here, which is a really pain in the ass, because you have to come back to the screen and, check on it. Or if you want to do a checklist, you can just, use the one that comes with it. It's the exact same checklist. The nice thing about this one is that it does, like follow you when you're going around the screen, versus this one you have to keep coming back to. So I don't know why they have us turning on certain things first. I'm going to turn on the batteries first, and the AC, the external power. I do want to make sure that the battery voltage is okay, so let's check that, and check that. All right, battery voltage is okay, and we will do external AC. All right, very good. So let's run through this checklist. Let's go ahead. Landing gear is down. We have 3 lights, so let's check that. Weather radar is off, and 15. All right, let's see here. Transponder is on standby. Yep. All right, let's turn on forward console, aft console. Just a touch of floodlights. All right, tick this item. Oh, what is this? I never noticed this before. Oh, it's just the armrest. I thought it was something else. Never mind. I've seen that before. Okay, air brakes and flaps are in and up. Let's come up top here, and let's actually turn our panel lights on. All right, very good. Let's test our annunciation lights. Yep. All right, that's good. They'll turn off momentarily. Yep. All right, let's come up here to no smoking. So let's put on the no smoking, and let's put on the nav high INT. So let's tick that item, tick that item, tick that item. We already turned on battery 1 and 2. Set the brake selector to yellow and engage the parking brake. Brake selector gauge. Alright, it should already be on yellow. Alright, it's on yellow right now. Alright, it's on yellow and right. Yep, alright, we're good there. Let's put all the master switches on. So let's turn on the yaw dampener, autopilot, and avionics. Ground ignition is on both, that's fine. Anti-skid is on. Lift yellow and green spoiler buttons, both on. Let's see here. AC/DC bus tie. Let's put them both on auto. Alright, standby inverter switch, arm, and standby generator. Alright, generators 1 and 4 are off. Galley shed light. Alright, before we do the APU, let's get our flight plan inputted. So let's come down here. Let's go to position initialization. Alright, that's all set. But this system here is really, you really can't interact with it a whole lot. It's really just setting your flight plan, and that's about it. Other than that, there's really not much else you can do with this system here. Alright, so we have KAUS. US. Let's do that. And then we have KMSY. I think those are right. Let's see here. Yep. Alright, let's contact and see what runway we can take off from today.
Mike Alpha with whiskey request taxi for takeoff departing straight out. Mike Alpha, Austin Ground Airport is currently IFR. Request denied.
Alright, how about I just disable that?
Austin Ground Mike Alpha with whiskey request taxi for takeoff straight out departure. Mike Alpha taxi 2 and hold short of runway tree 6 right via taxiway Charlie
36 right, okay.
Bravo, Lima Alpha Bravo. Contact tower on 118.225 when ready. Taxi 2 and hold short runway tree 6 right via taxiway Charlie 1 Golf 1 Hotel Bravo Lima Alpha Bravo Mike Alpha Mike Alpha.
Alright, very good. So 36 right. Now this particular flight plan, there's no like runway that you need to take off from. Like you can use any runway for this particular departure. So that's why they give you no option for a runway here. Alright, so we have Zenzi. Let's execute that. Let's go to flight plan. Yeah, I'll show you what I mean here. Let's look at this chart before we finish putting in the rest of our flight plan. So if we come here to charts and we look at this chart for our departure today, like each runway feeds this, so there's really no set runway for this particular departure today. So alright, so we have Zenzi to IAH. Alright, let's go next. Alright, we have IAH. Then we have J2. And we're going to be taking J2 to Lake Charles, so LCH. Is this VORTAC here. If you're filling this in and you're trying to figure out which one to go to, here's the way you can check it. I mean, you can either go on Navigraph and check it out, or you can come here to Output, go to our official flight plan, scroll down. You can scroll. This airplane's a little difficult at times. Oh, come on. I'm telling you, man, grabbing items on this screen is so difficult sometimes with this particular tablet. It's like the only tablet I've ever had issues with, really, like scrolling through. Well, anyways, if you scroll down through here, I don't know why I can't scroll down today. Let me try it from another angle, I guess. Yeah, you'll get to the, if you scroll down in the official flight plan, if you can get it to scroll down, there's a section where it has each waypoint, and there's the longitude, latitude coordinates for each of those waypoints. So I already know it's this one here because of, you know, looking over the flight before I put it together. All right, so let's execute that. Now let's put in our arrival. Go back to departure, arrival, departure, arrival. Arrival, we are doing the ALDAD-1 with the Lake Charles transition, and we're doing ILS-11 with the ALDAD transition. So that is all set. Now let's go to legs and get rid of any discontinuities, if there are any, or any vectors or anything of that nature. Yeah, see, we have this one here. So we have ALDAD here. You see Voodoo and then Voodoo, and then we have ALDAD again. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to clear out some of this. So let's go ahead and clear this Voodoo. And we need to clear this one ALDAD. So let's clear this ALDAD here. Now let's execute, and we should be all good. Yep. So now we have a complete flight plan. Now index, there's really nothing else that we need to do in here. I mean, there's like nothing else. There's nothing else to do. I mean, you can go through all the different pages if you want, but you're just kind of spinning your wheels in the mud at that point. There's really nothing else to do. All right. Let's go ahead and finish our checklists for turning everything on. So we're going to be putting on our hang on. Okay. We're going to be putting on our APU now, if I remember correct. Yep, APU generator on. So that is right here. And the left inner fuel pump. So we can take both of those. Fire handles are all in. We don't need to do the ground test. All right, APU start. So let's go ahead and start this up. Let's monitor the RPMs and the exhaust. When those get up to a steady limit, we can then go ahead and put the APU air and the APU packs on. Alright, looking good. We now see it says APU power is available. Well, if I can scroll over here. APU power available. So let's turn on that. And both packs. And I do want to set this as well for our cruising altitude today, which is going to be I think 25,000 feet. Alright, APU packs. Okay, let's check out our landing gear. Alright, we have 3 green lights for the landing gear. MSW, tested in norm. Yeah, it's fine. We already tested the overhead annunciators. Cabin emergency lights. Let's arm those. Alright, ground test, that's fine. Alright, DC pump and AC pump, you know, if you really want to check these, you can. They're going to work, but let's turn the DC pump on. And we just got to wait a couple of minutes. It'll eventually kick on. And actually, let's turn off our external power as well. There goes all the pressures. And we can turn all those off now. We'll turn them back on again later. Alright. Flight deck emergency. We can arm this. And yaw dampeners, both on. That's down here. Whoa. See that thing spinning around like Aerofly. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's turn on our yaw dampeners right here. Yaw dampener 1 and 2 are green, that's on. Oxygen masks, I have no idea where those are. And however, the oxygen main valve is right here. That's what matters. Let's turn that on. Alright, so that's all good. Alright, before start, let's go ahead and... Alright, departure briefing is done. Let's turn on our radios. Let's put them on standby. Let's turn on this one too. Let's turn on our comm system, our VHF system. Alright, very good. Let's check our brake pressure. It's above 2,500, just barely. All hydraulics are off. That's good. What the fuck is going on? Alright, hydraulics off. Fuel center transfer is set to auto. Now it's set to auto. Alright, ice detect, let's turn that on. That's down here. You don't need to move this. I just happened to do it by accident. Turning it off, you need to move this switch here, but... Alright, fasten seatbelt signs. Let's turn them on. Fuel quantity is fine. Flight data recorder. Let's set that, even though there's not much to do. I just like to come down here and flip a couple of switches and stuff. You can put in whatever info you want here, but there's really no reason to. Alright, altimeters, let's set and cross-check those. Now I will tell you though, this flight, this white right here, this flight recorder off, that will stay on until we start to taxi. And then it'll turn off when we taxi, and then if we stop again and put our brakes back on, then it will come back on again. Alright, our METAR right now is 30.25. So let's program that here, and this will change it everywhere else in the plane. Alright, very good. Alright, our warning system. Let's turn the red light off. Alright, red light is extinguished. TMS and speed bugs are off, and we need to get rid of all equipment. Let's make sure our parking brake is on. Yeah, we have pressure. That means the parking brake is on. So let's go ahead and remove all the rest of our equipment. Alright, ground power can be moved and chocks can be removed, and we can actually get ready to push back. We'll start up and... Alright, so we need to get pushed back that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and connect. Let's turn off the parking brake. Actually, let's remove this guy here. Right here. This little icon here, that'll get rid of the yoke. Alright, let's go ahead and remove the parking brake, and let's start backing up. Alright, so we gotta turn the beacon light on. here. Packs and APU off. Alright, we'll do that in a moment. Let's go ahead and start turning. Alright, APU, air, and packs off. Very good. Alright, that's all done. Alright, let's turn on all the engine anti-ice. Let's turn on the fuel pumps. TMS is still off, very good. Turn up our flare shield. Alright, engine start power, normal. Alright, normal. Let's see where we're at here. Oh yeah, we can stop backing up. Let's click cancel. Alright, let's put our parking brake back on. Alright, let's get the first engine started up. So to do that, let's go ahead and flip this over to 4, turn on the start master, and move this to start. See, we're flowing here. Let's wait till N2 right here gets to about 10, which it is, and now we can move the fuel up. Now I'm going to go out of order with a couple of things here, setting up the rest of the airplane. So we do need to turn our flight directors on. That's right here. Right here. And we do need to put our nav mode to RNAV. So we need to do that here and here. Alright, that engine is doing good. Let's go ahead and move this to 3. Let's turn this off, turn it back on again, and move this to start. Alright, let's wait for N2 to get to about 10%. It has. Let's move this to on. Alright, let's go ahead and move this to number 2. Turn off the start master, turn it back on again, and put the engine start on. Let's wait for N2 to get up to about 10%. Very good. Let's turn the fuel on. Alright, let's go ahead and also turn on the brake temperature. Let's turn this on to TARA. I think that's TARA. Yeah. And let's also turn on our weather system. So let's turn that on. Let's put this button in the center here. We can adjust our tilt a little bit, and we can adjust our... I usually leave it on about 50 miles. You can put it on whatever you like. Alright, let's go ahead and put this to engine number 1. Off. On. Engine start. Wait for N2 to get up to about 10%. go. Let's flip the fuel on. Just click on it and it'll put it up. And very good. Now you have successfully started up all 4 engines. I'm going to set our initial altitude to 18,000 feet, because with this takeoff, 18,000 feet is kind of the limit for part of the route. Here, I'll show you. At least that's what I'm thinking. So if we go to charts and we look at this, let's zoom in a little bit if we can. So if we look here, we have 8,900 feet to 18,000, which is the top. 12,000, 18,000 top. But this says flight level 180. It says flight level 18,000. So I'm thinking that this is like flight level 18,000 feet. Usually it'll have like this kind of thing where it has like a number and then like a line under or over it, but it's okay. We'll stick with what I think, because we're gonna, with this airplane, we should probably just be getting to 18,000 feet by the time we get up there anyways. Like, we should probably be at 18,000 feet around here, I think. So anyways, all right, so let's do our after engine checklist. So, all right, start power is normal. So let's go ahead and, all right, that's already on normal. Let's turn this off. Let's turn start master off. And let's turn off any anti-icing. We don't need that right now. Our system will tell us if we need to turn the anti-icing on. All right, let's turn on generators 1 and 4. All right, brake pans should be set to auto. All right. English 2 and English 3. I always think it's funny when the GigaChad the checklist help, when it says ENG instead of engine, it says it's English. All right, English pumps 2 and 3 on. AC pump and PTU auto and on. Those will be turned off again after we take off. All right, let's turn all the heaters on. Alright, and let's turn the APU air and packs on again. You can actually hear it swooshing now. Let's go ahead and turn on the logo lights and taxi lights. Alright, so we got all that. Engine air is off. TMS will turn on. Let's turn on the TMS system. Power. Takeoff mode. And let's actually set our V speeds. That's done by clicking on this little chart right here. Alright, so our V speeds are now set. Transponder we already have turned on. Taxi lights are on, brakes are fine. Alright, before takeoff, brakes are fine. Alright, let's set our flaps. That's done. Flight directors are on, trims are fine. We will test our configuration here once our flaps are down. Alright, let's release the parking brake and push this configuration test button. Alright, we're good. Let's turn on continuous A and B. Alright, and let's see here. Cabin secure, weather radar's on, landing, strobe lights will turn them on when we get closer. TMS, and alright, all that is fine. Alright, let's go ahead and let's taxi out. So, we got all the lights on that we need right now. Yep. Let's, call our cabin and let them know.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for takeoff.
Thank you very much. And release the parking brake. And let's go taxi out to the runway. Hello? Why are we not moving? Oh, we do get this glitch every once in a while with this plane. Let's connect our pushback deal. Oh. There we go. Why did it say... That's so weird. Alright, well, we're fine now. It still said... It still showed us as being connected on that screen, even though there's nothing in front of us. It's weird. I was thinking if we were really stuck, I was going to try connecting us and having him pull us for, like, a minute or two. I love flying this plane. This plane is so much fun to fly. And there's a good chance I'm going to be pausing this flight, like, in midair, so I can do a couple operational things inside the cockpit. Possibly. It depends on how much control I have over the airplane at that point. You know, if I'm still trying to gain control manually so I can take my hand off the yoke for like 30 seconds and the plane not go lopsided or dip or fall, then we'll be okay. If not, I'm going to use that pause feature that is on the pull down menu where I can pause the flight while it's in midair and then operate a couple of things that I need to do. Because we're going to need to turn the APU packs off, put the engine air on. We need to turn off the AC pumps, the PTU pump. We need to adjust, we need to turn the APU off during climb as well. We also need to interact with the TMS system. On top of all that, making sure we are in control of the airplane the whole time and getting close to 250 indicated knots, so we can use that as our indicated airspeed for our climb to 18,000 feet. Still don't know why I can't interact with the flight plan. That is really strange. Usually I can just click on this thing and I can scroll down, but Bye, tablet. It's been fun. Yeah, this thing is very temperamental, like the sides of this tablet. I wanted to scroll down and show you guys that stuff, but it won't let me. Alright, METAR is still 3025. Alright. It's a long way to this runway, good lord. Shooby-dooby-doo. So what's your favorite plane to fly in this simulator? Like, and out of all the simulators you've ever played, what's been your favorite airplane? There's no right or wrong answer, because it's your favorite. And I hope we have enough fuel for our flight by the time we get here. It looks like we're just about here. Yeah, we're gonna put our parking brake on when we get up here because we do have a couple of things we need to do.
Austin Tower YO Mike Alpha ready at runway tree 6 right departing straight out.
Alright.
YO Mike Alpha wind calm, straight out departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 6 right.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 6 right YO Mike Alpha Alpha.
Alright, there's that. Let's go ahead and put on our landing lights and our strobe lights. And let's take a look at our, we also need to click on LNAV. Alright, and let's go ahead and look at, so after takeoff, we have landing gear, sync, and then engine air and APU air off, but both packs on. So engine air on, APU air off, and TMS sync as required. Alright, very good. So let's go ahead and release our parking brake. And looks like we're going to be taking off and then heading to like the northwest. It's kind of what it looks like to me. Alright, so I got that. So engine air on, APU off. APU air off. So I guess I'll just leave it like that. Yeah, we are going to be turning to the northwest. Okay. Alright, let's give it some juice.
TMS set to take off. Power set and launch guide. Speed alive both sides. 80 knots cross jet. V1 rotate. V2 positive rate of climb gear.
Alright, let's pause this. Let's sync. Alright, and let's go ahead and turn off the APU air and put on the engine air. Altimeters, PTU, APU. Alright, that's easy enough to remember. I'll do that later. Alright, let's unpause this. Alright, sync is on for master. And once we get over and up 250, alright, let's put our flaps up. You can see our airplane on there is turning as well. And once we get up to about 250, then we'll go ahead and engage IAS and autopilot. Alright, let's go ahead and go MCT, manage climb. Alright, what do we need to do here now is turn ETU, AC pump off, and APU off. Well, actually, APU stop, so. And we're on our way. I wonder what that little gauge was that popped up. Alright, well, we can turn off these lights. Turn off the logo light. Everything else is okay. Alright, we are on our way. Boy, there's a lot of bad sims of Austin today. Let's see if the weather's picking anything up. Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. We got 11 miles into our next waypoint, 10 miles till we get the hook. I'm just going to stay at this 250 range until we get up to about 18,000 feet. This plane is not as fast, even though it has 4 engines, it's not as fast as like an A320 or, you know, a Boeing, kind of any plane. You need 4 small engines. indicated, I mean, it doesn't even really go over 0.7 knots, and like an A320 or an Airbus or Boeing, that's usually around 0.82, 0.83 knots. I mean, a full, digit higher on the Mach scale. So, all right, we're getting ready to turn into hook. Here's our turn for hook. Now we're turning to Alexi. Switch over to standardized pressure here momentarily. And also let's arm. Make sure we stop at 18,000 feet. Let's just go ahead and set standard pressure now. Very good. Once we get up to 18,000 feet, we'll go ahead and engage the right TMS mode. And we'll turn our throttles down so we don't start overspeeding. It's very easy to do in this airplane. Alright, we're at our altitude. Let's start turning the engines down a little bit. And let's put this on target. Alright, very good. So we're on target. I don't like to go too much over like 285, just because once we get close to 300 it starts overspeeding. Put this to 25,000, so we're going to start climbing to 25,000 pretty soon. Sometimes these engines on this thing boggle my mind. Like you just tap it and then it goes all the way forward sometimes. Wow, look at all that red. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of heavy range here. Jesus. Glad we're not down there. What? Alright, let's go ahead and start climbing again. So let's go ahead and go into arm this altitude. Let's go into VS mode. And let's angle up our nose a little bit. Those of y'all not familiar with what button to use to pitch up and down, it's this right here. Pull back to go up, push forward to go down, and let's go back into manage climb. Alright, manage climb mode. We are steadily increasing. Now I'm okay with, if this drops back down to 250, I'm okay. If that happens, I'm just going to go ahead and plug in IAS. But we're doing pretty good. Ooh, ice detected. Let's put on our anti-ice. Alright, anti-ice is on. Yay! Let me, give me a second. Let me change my batteries out. Well, when I first got these rechargeable batteries, man, these joints lasted like for a week. And now they last like 2 or 3 days. Not complaining. I only spent 15 bucks on them, but it's a good thing they're so easy to switch in and out and they're so easy to charge. Alright, let's click IAS now. Alright. Let's get back up to 250. As close as we're going to get, so turn to Houston. Let's go back to, let's go to our map. See if we can go in one more time without adjusting. Yeah, that's a good one. Okay, that's a good one. I like that. It's a little too busy when it shows all the streets and the cities and shit like that. But here's Houston. We're gonna make this turn. Then we go to Lake Charles, then Lafayette. And before you know it, we'll be over here down in Nolens getting our beignets and our jazz music on. Hell yeah. Alright, doesn't say we're anti-ice need. We don't need anti-ice anymore. Turn all this off. The light's going now. Alright, we're 245 is our speed. It's okay. I'm okay with that. We're almost done climbing anyways. Wonder if there's any tornadoes in these, underneath some of these clouds. I think any of these are like supercells. There's some nasty weather down there today. Look at all that red. That's not terrain, my mans. That's heavy rain. Alright, we are almost at our cruising altitude. We'll stay at 25,000 feet till we get close to, a little bit after Lafayette, I believe, and then we'll begin our descent. We need to get down to 11,000 feet initially. Once our altitude light kicks on and we get to 25,000 feet, we'll then switch our TMS mode to target for our cruise. Alright, we're almost at 25,000 feet. Still says ice detected, right? Sure does. Alright, well, let's turn the ice back on then. Alright, we're just about at 25,000 feet. Alright, let's go ahead and click target. And let's reduce our throttle a bit as well. is it gonna be like bad weather the whole way? Like I would kind of like to see some of the ground if possible. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Let me interact with this now. That is so weird that it will not let me interact with this right now. I've never had that before. Like it's always not that button. It's always let me interact with this thing. Very weird. Crazy. Don't get it. And once we get to Lafayette, we're going to start descending. But we're good until then. We're now leaving Houston, on our way to Lake Charles, then Lafayette, and then here's Nolens down here. I don't think we're still in icing range, so I think we're okay to take our icing equipment off. There's no reason, I don't see a reason in running it unless we really need to. There we go, we're breaking the action. See, I push the B button to go back, right? And it moves it back, and then it'll start creeping back up again. It's really weird. I won't know another plane in the simulator that does anything like that. Down blue colors, people, there we go. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah. Yep, we'll be in Nolans soon enough. Eating beignets, roaming the streets, listening to some music, eating some po' boys. Yes, sir. Some good jambalaya. Washed down with a few beignets. I'm talking about. So it's that time of the year for Mardi Gras too. I believe that happens every February if I remember correctly. Can this fucking airplane make up its mind with its ice? I mean, what the hell, man? I'm not going to fast forward any of this. I don't really see a big reason for it, to be honest. I mean, we're 70 miles away from Lake Charles, and then from there it's only 50 miles to Lafayette. I mean, it's not really going to save us much time at all. Plus, there's no automatic throttle on this airplane, and I'm not a big fan of doing that sim speed increase without having the throttle, set automatically. There's some nasty looking clouds around the south part of the U.S. Just dirty looking clouds, man. They look gross and dirty. Like different weird shapes and just discoloration. Maybe I will speed up a little bit. I don't know. I need to slow down for it. I know that much. Microsoft Store, save up to $500. How about I can save 100% of my dollars if I don't spend any? I decided to do a little speed up a little bit. As you can see, we're 2x speed right now. Just till we get a little closer. This is how many miles we have right here until our next waypoint. That's our ground speed. Alright, back at regular speed. Back on the regular speed show. Alright, let's go ahead and do a little setup for our arrival today. While we have a few minutes, let's go to our approach chart. Alright, so we have 2000's our capture point. We have 109.9, so let's set that up. Alright, set that there. I like to set it on both sides. It's not always necessary, but it makes me feel better, because I know there's some planes where you need to do it on both sides, some planes where you don't have to, but alright, our course is 106. Let's set that up on both sides. Nav 2, we're going to use the co-pilot side to monitor our position when we get close to the capture point. Alright, and let's see here. Looks like 100 for our decision height is 100. Plug that in. Alright, that's all done. There's really no reason to set up any of these other, frequencies. I mean, you can if you want, but I don't see a reason for it. Oh, what happened? I thought I had it saved. What happened to call dad? Alright, let's go back to that, and let's go back to saved. There we go. We got about 50 miles to Lafayette, 50 miles till we need to start descending. Maybe remember that for next time. There is a VNav on this here, but I've never used it. I don't see a reason to use it. I mean, there's nothing in here that I can program the VNav with, so that's why I've never seen a reason to use it. I just use, especially when I'm descending, I just really just try to keep it around 2,000 vertical feet per minute. 240 knots roughly, 250 at the most, as close as I can. I try to use that IAS mode again for descent. Sometimes I'll use VS, but when you're doing VS, anytime you really adjust the angle, VS goes away, and then you have to keep on clicking it to turn it back on again. So yeah, sometimes I don't really use any mode other than just controlling the speed and controlling the pitch myself. This pitch right here, forward, which is down, that angles the nose down, up, pulling it back, it makes you go up. So our outside air temperature is -28. I don't see why we need to have anti-ice on right now, to be honest. I mean, we're nowhere close to freezing. I understand maybe the -5, -10 maybe, but not -20, man. That's crazy. Way below the freezing mark at that point. Yo, Kaplan Airport, that's my last name. Hey, what's up, bro? I had no idea there was a Kaplan Airport. I'll have to look that up. I guess we're in Louisiana at this point, I would think. Yo, what's up, fam? I had no idea we had family airport. I'll have to go down there and see what's up. Be like, yo fam, what's up? What's good? I think we're over, oh yeah, we're definitely over Louisiana. Alright, we're getting ready to, we're about 19 miles away. Wisconsin. Calling me from Wisconsin. Take this call real quick. Hello? Yes, it is.
Hi, this is Sydney with
Alright, we good. We back. I have work contacts from all around the country, so sometimes when I see a number come in from a state that I am not very familiar with, I just kind of go with it, but Yeah, that was for actually somebody looking to talk to me about a job, but I already got a job, so start on Monday. All right, let's move this to 11,000 feet. Let's click arm altitude. And once we get down to about 250, 245, we're going to click IAS and then just drop our, actually let's put our TMS in descend mode. And let's go ahead and let's get that a little bit lower. Alright, there we go, IAS, and now let's remove some thruster so we can start pitching down. I like to try to stay around 1,500 to 2,000 vertical feet per minute. I think that's a pretty good descending out. That's a pretty good descent angle with this airplane, I think. And if your descent angle is too far above 2, just go ahead and increase your throttle a little bit. Like I just increased my throttle a little bit, and let's watch this come up a little bit closer to 1,500 once it balances out. Yo, what's good, my man? Nah, nah, not a chance. I didn't delete my channel. I just, you know, that name, you know, my name is I guess my name's a good name, but it didn't really like go with what I was doing for the channel, so I just decided to change my channel's name. Alright, there we go. Now we are adjusted down a little bit. So I think we would have gotten to 11,000 feet a bit too soon. So let's just stick here. Yeah, man. What's good, my dude? Me too, man. I hope it gets me some more viewers too. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. Well, I guess I could do something about it, but hey, man, it's all good. Yeah, I've been racking my brain trying to figure out like a good name for the channel. It's just, you know. Alright, so it's a pretty interesting map they have here. Alright, let's pull up the actual chart for our arrival. So here's our arrival. So we need to be at 11,000 feet by this mark here. You can see it has it here. Turbojets landing, Louis Armstrong, New Orleans International at 250 knots. Expect clearance to cross at 11,000 feet. So we're landing at Louis Armstrong Airport. If we were landing at any other airport, we would cross this point at 13,000 feet. So I think we're going to be okay. We still have like 38 miles left, and we only have about 8,000 feet to go. So if we need to, I'll just reduce the thruster a bit, and we'll angle down a bit more. Alright, ice detection is back in place, so let's put the ice detection on. And let me bring up the descent checklist, because there is a couple of things we need to do during descent. Alright, PTU on. And we need to set our... Yeah, I hope so. It is a pretty fitting name, that's for sure. It is all about aviation now, but now if I play like another game though, it's not all about aviation anymore, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, so to set our V speeds and everything for descent, for our landing, just click on this little box here. Now all that is set. And I'm gonna move the GigaChad co-pilot side to ILS mode. So this nav here, let's just click on this. And now this puts it in VOR/ILS mode. Yeah, I saw that last night actually while I was laying in bed reading up on some news. Yeah, I saw that they got pushed back to 2024. So yeah, I did see that. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way because I mean that 2024 is coming out at some point this year. So I guess that kind of makes sense to do, but still, it would have been nice to have it out now, or sooner. All right, 30.46 is our pressure. Yeah, but I saw that the other day. I'm sorry, last night is when I saw it. All right, 30.46. So I wonder if they're gonna make it like Train Sim World. So Train Sim World, if you're not familiar with that game, actually let me decrease our throttle a bit so we can go down a little bit quicker. Train Sim World, Train Sim World 2, Train Sim World 3, Train Sim World 4, like a lot of the DLCs, a lot of the trains, a lot of that stuff, that's all interchangeable. So you could have like trains and shit from Train Sim World 2 and use it on Train Sim World 4. And have stuff from Train Sim World 4 and use it on Train Sim World 2. So, like, my point of saying that is, I wonder, like, if Microsoft Simulator is going to operate like that, where, like, I know a lot of the stuff we bought for 2020 is going to carry over, but, like, I'm wondering, like, if anything that's released now is going to be able to be carried over to 2024. So, yeah, I hope so, because that A330 that came out recently from, I forget who came out with 2 Simmers, or I forget who came out with the A330 recently, but man, that is a junky A330 compared to what I saw, earlier. There's a lot of good things supposedly in the works. There's an A350, there's an A380, there's PMDG has a 777 they're putting together, so yeah, man, I'm hoping that these things, when they come out, man, are going to be good. I just know some of the stuff that's been put out, other than Builds or Just Flights or PMDG, some of that stuff's been kind of junky. Like this plane here this is brought out by Just Flights, and they did a really good job with this thing. Yeah, I've only ever had one problem with this plane, and it was during that time period where I was having issues with like every plane, with screens and things like that. But I've since figured out what that was. Turns out it was a lot of the third-party liveries that I bought over time. So now the only liveries I have are just the ones that came from the developers for the planes that I bought. Like the only ones I have right now are the PMDG liveries, because they came from the manufacturer for the plane. All right, let's turn the APU back on. No reason to operate these little buttons. That just locks it in place. Anytime you see a little button like that with the red, that just locks it in place. All right, brake fans, let's set those to auto if they're not on auto already. All right, they're on auto. Let's eliminate some of this stuff here. All right, tick, 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 tick. Fuel is fine. Cabin's already been warned. All right, steep approach. We already got that set. Yeah, I don't know, man. Unless that Aerosoft one's going to be like the standard A330 for the simulator. Yeah, I don't know, man. But they might be screwed, or it might just be like there's a Dreamliner that comes with like the upgraded package for the simulator, and then there's like the ones from I forget who makes it. So maybe they'll just have two versions of it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. All right, well, we are right here at 11,000 feet, right on time. How about that? How about them apples, bitch? All right, we can almost turn off our anti-ice. Let's go here to landing and roll. All right, our VOR is still too far away to pick up. And we do need to get down to 2,000 feet. And we don't have a whole lot of time to do it, so let's go ahead and turn down this to 2,000. Let's arm this. And this time we're just going to start descending on our own. So let's go ahead and move that up a little bit and start pitching down. Yeah, I hope you're right, man. It would be really nice if they came out with an A330, like right out of the gate, because that will be very different compared to what most simulators come with. I mean, like every simulator comes with like the A320, and like a 737, and it'd be nice if it came out like with a longer body, jet to start off with. That would be great if they would do that. Yep, I hope so. I hope you're right, man. That would be really cool.
126 decimal tree wide Mike Alpha. Goodbye. Houston Center Mike Alpha 10,500 feet.
Okay, let's go here to our landing. Let's see where we're at with our landing. All right. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, the 310, the 320, 330. Yeah, and there's also that 300 that was released on PC a while back. So I'm wondering if that one will make its way to us at some point as well. All right, our glide scope has now shown up. Let's change this. Let's change our heading. Let's go into heading mode. And let's click on localizer mode. Oh, wait, we got to turn the localizer on, actually. There we go. Okay, I think our localizer is captured. Usually I hear the guy say something, but I didn't hear him this time. All right, let's turn off all the anti-ice. All right, AC pump auto. All right, and we got to put the landing gear down at some point. That's fine. All right, glide scope is alive. Down more. No, I know the A300 is the third-party add-on, but I'm just thinking, like, if that's going to be available for Xbox or not. Like, that would be pretty cool if they had made that available for Xbox. Because it's not available right now. Just like the 737 that I have, the tablet that's available for that thing, like, that's not available either. Alright, I need to get down farther. I might have to do a small circle. I hear you. Yeah, I haven't had. Actually, I'm going to make a kind of a circle real quick. Let me go back into heading mode because we're a little too high for our glide scope capture point. Let me get down a little bit lower. Yeah, I hope that that's correct because a lot of deliveries that are available now for the A310 are not in builds or Microsoft. They're from 4 simmers or 2 simmers or 4 sims or whatever the hell those names are. I forget the. Yeah, I hear you. No, I'm just wondering if, since that's an builds A300, I'm wondering if they will come out with that with 2024 as well. Like, if that'll be like part of the, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say actually. I guess if it's available for Xbox at the end of this month or next month, I guess it'll be available for 2024 also. I thought since builds has a lot of stuff with Microsoft that they kind of have
2500.
Come out around the same time, but as 2024, but I guess not. They're going to release it early, so we'll have it for 2020, and then I guess we'll be able to use it for 2024 also. All right. I'm trying to process the flight and also what I'm reading from you two at the same time. So, but yeah, I hope that that A300. I hope that I hope they release it soon because it looks really cool. I am glad though that a lot of the add-ons and all that are going to be available. If you bought them already, that they're just going to continue to be available for you. Because I think I bought like 5 planes, I think. 5 or 6 planes I've bought, over the time, so. Alright, let's go ahead and turn back towards the localizer and do this landing now that we're low enough. Yeah, because I bought this plane, bought the ATR, I bought the PC-12, Vision Jet, the Malibu Meridian. So, yeah, man, it's exciting. Hopefully, there's the one feature I want 2024 to have that they don't have a good version of it now. It's just a fast forward feature. Yeah, that'll be cool if they have some real liveries. Because right now, like, I think like the Dreamliner, there's KLM, and then I think like that's the only livery. But the nice thing about them getting those licenses is that now when we're taxied at airports and things like that, we'll actually have like real airliner liveries like while we're at the airports. So like when you're taxiing from a gate, and you're looking, you'll actually have like a real livery sitting there.
Localizer. Localizer captured.
Yeah, well, they already have KLM and S7 with their liveries right now. So.
Nicely armed.
Yeah, I mean they have those two liveries standard already in some of the airplanes, but if they can get more, that would be great. Aircraft. Yeah, that's cool. Iberia, I like Iberia. That'll be cool. It'd be nice if they came out with a CRJ 900 or CRJ something or something. I mean, like, I can't believe they don't have a CRJ series out, or a good Embraer airplane. That's kind of mind-boggling to me. All right, let's see here.
Speed check below 205. Select gear down.
Gear down. Cool. Yeah, I like Iberia's livery. That's a pretty cool livery. Yeah, the A310. I have some. I have one livery pack that I have, and it has like 40 different liveries. But that one, I've never had an issue with like giving me any kind of problems with anything that has to do with the simulator. It turns out like some of the third-party ones that I bought for the A320 and for the Dreamliner, those were the ones that really gave me some issues. But that A310 pack I have from, I think it's from 2Pilot. Yeah, I've never had an issue with that one, so very happy with those liveries. But it would be nice if they came with more, if the developers had more liveries. Because it's hard to trust some of these third-party add-ons. Just in my experience, it's been tough for me to trust some of them. Don't always know what you're getting. Alright, we should be capturing this pretty soon. Yep, yeah, we should be capturing this glide scope here pretty soon. Next few miles, we should be about 6.4 miles from the airport. We should capture that.
133.15 Alpha.
So that means we should start seeing this come down a little bit. Here's the glide scope indicator here. We should start seeing that come down a little bit. Yeah, the one feature I never got the chance to say, the one feature I hope that they make available for 2024 is a good way of fast forwarding the flight. They have a way of doing it now, but it's complete crap. It just does not work well at all. I want them to have something like Aerofly has or X-Plane has, where you just.
Live. 1 dot to go.
Well, thank you, co-pilot. It would be nice if they had a good way of fast forwarding, especially when you're cruising. That way you could do long haul flights.
Glide slope captured.
Right, glide scope capture, very good.
Established on the ILS.
Thank you. Yeah, I've talked to so many people on this channel that they'll set a long haul flight up and they'll just go to sleep. And then they'll set an alarm and they'll wake up. And, then they'll wake up and like right before they descend to the airport. I'm like, man, you shouldn't have to do that. In the year 2024, 2023, like, you shouldn't have to, like, set an alarm clock so you can, but this fast forward feature they have on here right now, it just absolutely sucks. All right, let's put our final stage of the flaps down. Oh, you stay down here. What's our VREF? Is 115. And do we have any wind gusts at all? Let's see here. Let's refresh. Let's see here. No, it doesn't say anything about wind gusts. Oh yeah, gust of 17 knots. So if we take half of that, that's about 8.5. So it looks like our landing speed should be about 123. Kind of where we're at right now, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to sit 8 hours behind the screen either. That's what I'm saying. Like, some people, they'll go ahead and set these long haul flights up, and they'll go ahead and they'll go to sleep, and they'll set their alarm clock for like 8 hours later. Like, I talked to a dude the other day that was going from Los Angeles to Amsterdam, and he's like, yeah, I just got to cruising altitude, I'm gonna go to sleep. And I'm like, okay. He's like, yeah, I got my alarm clock set, so about 7 hours from now I'm gonna get up and check on the flight. And I'm like, man, that's crazy that you got to do that. There should be a way of just dragging the airplane. Like, Aerofly's got a great way of doing it. Thought I heard something down here. Aerofly's got a great way of doing it. You just drag your airplane to where you want it. Same thing with X-Plane. You just drag your airplane to where you want it, and there you go. This system they got on here, man, is crazy. Like, I've tried to fast forward a cruising before, and it puts me at like 30,000 feet in the air, 5 miles away from the airport. Or I'll click descend, and it'll put me at like 5,000 feet, like 300 miles away from the airport.
500.
It's absolutely nuts.
Autopilot disconnected.
Alright, we're a little low, Giga Chad. So we're gonna go ahead and just land ourselves. Our METAR might be off. I've noticed that sometimes with the METAR in this, it'll give us a certain barometric pressure that we're supposed to follow, but then it doesn't take that into consideration when you're landing. It still wants you to land at the original, like if it was like standard pressure.
Plus 100. Minimums. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Ground idle. Weight pressure C. 80 knots.
Okay.
60 knots.
Let's contact the ground and find out where we're going to park at today.
New Orleans ground, YO Mike Alpha taxi to the gate.
Oh, I agree with you. That's been like my thing with them. Like, man, what happens, like, because there's many times in these flights that I do where the autopilot sometimes just stops working and the plane starts banking and it just starts rolling over, and you know, it doesn't matter if it's calm wind or if it's big wind. It happens sometimes, and I'm like thinking to myself, guys, like, you know, what are you gonna do? And they're like, well, I don't know, just start over again. I'm like, yeah, but so I don't know. Like, I see like I like the idea of doing long haul flights, but to be honest, like, you know, also what's the point? Like, if you're just trying to take off from a certain airport, or if you're just trying to land at a certain airport, then just do a flight where it's like, a couple hours, where you don't have to sit in the airplane for 11 hours. But I don't know. It would be kind of cool though if they. Oh, hey, I'm not disagreeing with you. You're absolutely right. I think there would be a cool way though if they could somehow figure out a multiplayer way of having more than one pilot in the same aircraft. Like right now, when they do like those long haul flights, how they'll have like another backup pilot, so when the main pilot goes to sleep or the co-pilot needs a break, they can jump on in. I think that would be cool as hell if they had a system like that where you could have like two or three pilots on the same flight, or a minimum, or even a maximum of two pilots. But if they had a way of having multiple pilots on the same flight, that way one could go to sleep for 2 or 3 hours, or and the next pilot could take over. That would be pretty cool if they could do that. But yeah, I want to see a good fast forward system um, in this simulator, and I also want to have a better ATC, so you can do like vectors, like when there's storms like we had during takeoff today, they could vector us through the storms. Um, or same thing for like landings, how they could like vector you for a landing. Like, I think that would be pretty cool if they could do that. I know there's something coming out from, I think it's Fly ATC or something like that. But a lot of times those things aren't available for Xbox because it involves some sort of download, and we can't download the software for it usually. So Microsoft has a very big market that they can corner with this simulator if they just cater to Xbox a little bit more. If they just gave us a little bit more, like, I think I think they would sell a lot more Xboxes, because there's a lot of people I know that have PlayStation that, want to have a simulator, but like they don't like Aerofly, they don't like X-Plane. There you go. That's right. Yeah, the PMDG, the 737 that I use. Hey, how come there's no air marshal? You scoundrel! There's supposed to be an air marshal here. Oh well. Um, the PMDG 737 that I use, that one you can go like 8x speed, which is great. And or 16. Well, they have 16x, but really 16x it doesn't do, because it pretty much breaks the simulator. But I mean, PMDG built their own. They built their own internals for speeding up the sim. So if you do 8x speed, you go 8x, and then when you get to a waypoint, you slow down. If you get to a turn, you slow down automatically, and then it picks right back up again. And I'm telling you, I've been able to do some long flights, like New York to Jamaica, or across one side of the U.S. to the other, or across India, and do 8x speed and really cut that down in a significant amount of time. So, all right, let's turn this airplane off here. Yep. All right, let's put our chocks in. Let's put our ground power in. Let's open up this door here. And let's go ahead and start turning off everything. So let's see here. And I am going to use GigaChat for this here. Let me go back to the menu here. And we are going to use GigaChad. We didn't use him for the checklist to start the plane, but we're going to use him today to turn off the plane just because it's easier. All right, evaluation.
AC pump. Auto. Landing gear. Down 3 greens.
It's easier than going and checking off everything myself. Oh, lights is required.
As required. Flaps. Set for landing. Airframe anti and dice. Off below 500 feet. APU air and packs. On slash as required. Engine air. Off slash as required.
Yeah, it gets to be a pain in the butt sometimes having to click on everything.
Center.
So, especially like afterwards, after doing a long flight, I kind of like having him just point me in the right direction. Like,
Air brakes and spoilers. High end. Flaps.
but yeah, usually for takeoff, if I have to do, the flaps are up, my man.
Up.
There we go.
Directors.
Oh yeah, well this GigaChad here, this motherfucker right here, he's always like looking at himself in the mirror. He doesn't know I see him, but I catch him. I catch you every time, boy. I catch you every time. All right, let's turn the flight directors off. Yeah, I don't use checklists that often, just because, you know, just because I don't. But in this airplane, I do. This airplane, because there's so many things you gotta do.
Taxi and off. EMS.
Like turning on different switches and packs, and you know when to turn the heaters on. And,
Off. Weather radar.
yep. All right, we can turn you off. And turn to 15.
Off 15 degrees up. Transponder. Slash as required. Engine anti-ice. Off.
Yep.
Con IGN.
Continuous off.
Off.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I mean, in real life, you have the one co-pilot, you have the one pilot, you know, giving you the check, reading out the checklist, and the other pilot's actually doing the shit. So, in a way, it is kind of like real life.
Parking brake. On check 3000 side. Taxi lights. Off. Pressurization. Confirm depressurized. Hydraulics.
All right, let's turn all the hydraulics off.
All off. Gen 1 and Gen 4. Load off slash reset.
Thrust levers, fuel off. Let's turn you guys off. Oh, I did move all the fuel off. How come you're not giving me the green light, buddy?
Fuel off.
All right,
MWS GRD up.
let's move you out.
Hold to GND up. Fasten
Yeah, so
seatbelts.
seatbelt signs off.
Off. Brake fans. As required. Fuel pumps.
Yep, turn them all off except for the left inner.
Off except L inner. Heaters.
Oh yeah, I agree with you. Like when I first started playing X-Plane and Aerofly with setting up like all the airplanes, man, I was like always online trying to find manuals
Off.
and like I just
Light.
yeah, I agree with you. It is a blessing to have these checklists.
Off. Transponder. STBY. Doors and equipment.
let's see what this does.
Open as required.
Oh well, there's no stairs, dude. What the fuck, man? Why are you gonna do the stairs when we're connected to this thing? When we're connected to the jetway, you're gonna put the stairs on. Good job. That's stupid. That's so stupid. All right, let's finish up this last little checklist. So let's turn the radios off.
VHF NAV radios.
Yeah, I hear you. Even with the checklist, it takes a while to learn.
VHF com radios.
All right, VHF com radios. Let's turn them off.
Off. Oxygen main valve.
Yep. Yeah, even with the checklist, sometimes it takes a while.
Off. Master switches.
All right, all off.
Brake fans.
Oh, that is weird. Azure online text-to-speech services are off. All right, well, whatever.
Off. Anti-skid and lift spoilers. All off. Cabin emergency lights.
That was weird. I never had that before.
Off. Hacks and APU air. All off. Ground test. APU OPSP.
Now, I don't know where this button is, and I want to think it's like right here. I don't know where this turn off the APU using the APU overspeed ground test button. I looked for this button for so long, I cannot find this button. And GigaChad doesn't know where this button is either. So I usually just click autocomplete, but like, yeah, I spent about 10 minutes in this airplane last night after I finished flying, and I could not find this button anywhere. Headset, hearing mask, DME, and like even when you click like the eyes, like here, how it's supposed to bring you to, you know, that part, you know, that button. I still don't know where the hell that button is. Very weird. Yeah, I'll have to find it in the manual somewhere. Like I thought it might have been in here. But that's fire, and like I thought it might be in this area here, because here's the generator, and like here's override, but that, I mean, I don't think that has anything to do with it, so I'll just turn it off and click autocomplete. Yeah, I don't know.
APU.
Weird. That's like the only time I've ever not been able to find a button on the airplane.
Stop. APU jet. Off/reset. Fuel pump.
It should be, you would think. Like it's a test, it's a switch, so I mean it should be like in here or up top where the
All off.
where the other part of the APU is.
AC and DC bus type. Both auto. Standby inverter. O/ride. Standby generator. O/ride. Galley/shed switch. Jet. External and internal lighting. All off. BAT 1 and 2. Both off.
All done. Yeah, no. I don't think so. I mean, I'll spend a few minutes now and look for it, but because I mean, everything else is just ground test, and like, you know, I'm not doing all that. But yeah, 105 itemized lines of ground testing. No, thank you. Yeah, there's escape rope, smoke masks. Most of the stuff you can't. Oh, look at that! You can do that. What's in here? All right, that's oxygen. That's just pretty much for the comm systems and for the BB beeps from the navigation system. All right, spoilers. I'm not gonna sleep either. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Here's APU. I bet you this is the button right here. APU overspeed. Tell you what, let's turn the airplane back on. Let's connect. All right, ground power is connected. Let's turn the APU back on and see if we can turn it off using. All right, APU generator on. And let's turn. Yeah, that's probably the button. All right, let's turn the APU back on and see if that's it. Yeah, I mean, the button has to be somewhere, right? I mean, like, if the button exists, it's got to be somewhere. But that's definitely the APU overspeed button. All right, APU is almost on. Let's go back to the checklist and look at that part of the checklist again. All right, where did it go? All right, APU is on. All right, here we go. Ground test. Let's reset the page. All right, let's do evaluation.
VHF and AV radios off. VHF
I think we're right.
radios.
Let's see what it says when we click it.
Oxygen main valve off. Master switches all off. Brake fans off.
Off.
Anti-skid and lift spoilers.
Spoilers off.
All off. Cabin emergency lights
Off.
off. Packs and APU air
Off.
all off. Ground test.
Here we go.
APU OPS. Correct.
Yes.
APU.
Got it, bitch. Now I'm happy. That did bother the hell out of me last night when I was laying in bed. I was like, "What the hell?" I'm like, "Man, where's that damn button at?" But one of the bad part was like I didn't really remember what the name of the button was. I knew it was an APU, but like I didn't remember what the name of it was. But oh man, I'm so much happy we finally found it. We are the champions. We make a good team. We are the champions. All right. I think I'm going to end it here. What time is it here in Maryland? Yeah, it's about 3:37. I'll probably be back tonight with another flight. There's some bush trips I want to complete also, but I will definitely I'll be back in one way or another tonight. I don't know if it's going to be a flight like this or a bush trip, because now that I have all the world scenery downloaded again, I mean I have a whole plethora of bush trips to complete. And I also have a new plane that I bought. Oh wow, you're yeah, you're quite a bit ahead of me. I forget where you're at again. You're in Greece, I think, or I forget what part of the world you're in. But yeah, you're about 6 hours. No, if you're 6 hours ahead of me. Yeah, Greece. That's what I thought. Actually, I just finished a bush trip in Greece earlier today. There's activities, bush trips. Yeah, this bush trip here. I landed in Santorini. But yeah, I mean, I have all these bush trips that I still have to complete. So, and they're actually kind of fun. So I might do one of those later, but I'll be back later on tonight. And you know, if I miss you, if I miss you, my friend over in Greece, you know, we'll hook up next time because by the time I get back on, it's going to be in the middle of the night for you. But it was cool hanging out with you today. I appreciate you stopping by for a little bit. And now you know the name of the channel. You'll be good to go. And hopefully I'll see y'all soon. And to everybody else, I will see y'all over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth very soon. Take care of yourself. Please subscribe. Please click the thumbs up. And yeah, man, we will find all the buttons easier next time. It was a little difficult finding that last button, but we punched that button right in the face. It was hiding. Giga Chad wasn't helping us, but we made it and we did it. And I will see y'all later. See ya.